All right. Welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we're here to talk about what went down on Friday Night SmackDown. If you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. This will probably be the last time you see this background here. You'll probably be looking that way, because I'm going to be changing up the room, putting it over here, like moving the desk and everything over here, and then moving it back for SummerSlam, and then moving it back. A lot of moving going around, just so your guys are aware that this will probably be the last look setup for a while. Back when it gets colder again in Massachusetts. It's warm, it's nice, it's beautiful, which I love personally. So, but yeah, when we get back to that, we'll go back to this for most of it. But for now, this will be the last time you see this background. You'll look at that way. So, what went down on Friday Night SmackDown? I'm here to tell you what the hell did. So, we were in, I believe, South Carolina. Yup. We're the University of South Carolina for Trick Williams' homecoming. After a brief video recapping the events of Backlash, Trick Williams came out to celebrate a homecoming of sorts at the University of South Carolina. Lil Yachty and the team mascot Cocky accompanied him to the ring. He gave a promo that made a lot of the locals in the crowd happy. And he also explained the origins of his lemon pepper steppers. Surprisingly, The Miz and Kit Wilson came out to spoil the fun. Yachty said Miz and Wilson were cursed, which inspired Wilson to read some slam poetry. Yachty replied with some rhymes that put Wilson to shame. This started out as relatively average segment for a hometown hero, but it got worse from there. Miz went back to his old, when my hand goes up, your mouths go shut. You know what I mean? It all accumulated with Williams giving Wilson a backhand and setting up a match between him and The Miz later. Great to see. Or actually, got right into it. Never mind. The Miz challenged Wilson to a match The Miz challenged Williams to a match before the break, and was apparently made official because Michael Cole confirmed it and would begin after the commercial break. So the U.S. champion had the upper hand for a moment, but the A-lister used some cheap tactics to take control. When Trick Willie regained his momentum, Wilson interfered with a running forearm at ringside. The match lasted through the break into the next segment. The Miz almost won with a skull-crushing finale, but the champion kicked out. The A-lister attempted to use a candlestick, but Yachty stole it from him and used it on Wilson. Williams finished the match with his signature trick shot. The match wasn't bad, but it's hard to call it good. It sort of just existed. The crowd loves Williams, and he deserves more than this as the U.S. champion. So, yeah. Moving on, we had Julia and Kiana James take on Paige and Brie Bella. Another C+ match, as we saw the women's tag team champions in non-title action. Brie and Kiana started for the teams. Bella was giving up a little size, so James made sure to use their power advantage to score the first takedown. Bella and Paige may be the veterans in the showdown, but Julia and James shone a bit brighter in this bout. They were bumping harder and selling more, but whenever they were in control, they also appeared more aggressive than their opponents. So Paige got the win for her team using the Rampage DDT on James. A decent bout, but nothing that says, there's more. It's funny how there's more women's tag team competition than there is any for the other four women's titles that you can chase after. Anyway, apparently, Brie, Bella, and Paige will be defending their women's tag team titles at Saturday Night Main Event next week. So there's something to look forward to, I guess. Signed on the dotted line. Yep, as you read the title, Rhodes and Gunther had their contract signing. Cody Rhodes came out and set up a table and chairs in the ring himself because he wanted Gunther to come out and finally sign his contract. He called out the ring general, and it didn't take long to appear. Gunther said Rhodes ruined a lot of time and effort to set up his SmackDown deal. He asked Cody to be professional and address him with respect and say please. Now, Royce Keys came out and said if Gunther won't sign the contract for the title shot, then he will. He marched to the ring, and Rhodes handed him the pen. Gunther slid in the ring just in time to stop him. Nick Aldis showed up and decided to book Keys versus Gunther in a number one contenders match. So, wait a minute. So instead of, hold on. Let me get this right. So you're telling me, this is where it's fucking stupid as shit. Now it gets stupid. We went from fucking boring to stupid. All right. Let me play this out for you. So instead of having Gunther come out and just sign the fucking contract, play with Rhodes, say, oh, I'm not going to sign the contract. I'm not going to have you force me to sign that contract. Instead, you have Royce Keys, you have completely somebody else, come out to sign the contract. If you're not going to face him for the title match, yeah, I'll fucking do it. Just for you, Gunther, to appear in the ring and say, no. I'm going to sign it. Now I'm going to sign it. Only for Aldis to say, you know what? Fuck this. You're not going to sign it now. You don't want him to sign it because you want this title match. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Do you want the title match or do you not? So now Aldis is put in a place where he's got to book Keys and Gunther for a match for who faces Cody Rhodes for number one contenders. So now it's like, what the fuck are we really doing? This was fucking stupid. But not this next match, because I think this might have been probably the best. This probably might have been the best thing on the show. Carmelo Hayes got back in the ring today, and he took on Ricky Saints. Yup. Hayes and Saints had a backstage conversation that led to them agreeing to have a singles match. Hayes said he was going to humble the SmackDown newcomer. Saints took control with a sneak attack, but Melo was able to regain his footing and get in some offense. This was the first time these two have ever shared a ring in their careers, but they almost took no time at all to develop good in-ring chemistry, which speaks to the skill of both competitors. You could tell both these guys wanted to make a good impression with the performance, and they succeeded. Saints played a great antagonist while Carmelo had the crowd behind him thanks to the exciting arsenal of moves. So Saints was caught by the ref trying to use the ropes for a pin, but Melo got him back by getting away with the same trick to win. So another cheat tactic, I guess. Shinsuke Nakamura tried to talk to Tama Tonga backstage, but Tama Tonga attacked him and put him through a table. Unfucking believable what we're doing here. So Damian Priest takes on Tama Tonga again. I'm not even going to go through this because, well, fuck this shit. Damian Priest defeated Tama Tonga, and, well, it was originally supposed to be a tag match, but Truth was not cleared to compete this week. Oh, great. Okay, well, whatever. So, B-, whatever. Danhausen performed another experiment backstage, but it was unclear what his goal was for this one. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about fucking Damian. Like, it's not even a tag team. Like, you got the tag team champions in singles competition. The only time we're doing that is when, we got the number of contenders already set for them. Like, is this the number of contenders? Like, we're going to have a tag team title match at Saturday Night Event? I don't think so, because Truth isn't clear. So what the fuck? Jade's Hookers. That's what Beach and B-Fab's new names are going to be from now on, including me. For that case, of course, Take on Flair and Bliss. Jade Cargill accompanied Meechin and B-Fab to the ring so they could give a promo about how she will regain the women's title from Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss cut her off from with their entrance music. There was a commercial break between the verbal exchange and the match, so it looked like all four women were just standing around during the break, which is always a weird decision whenever WWE does it. Now, Jade Cargill was supposed to have a fucking promo, and that was it? Was that all her promo was? Was to tell her, like, well, I'm going to regain the women's championship. You know what? Just for that, I'm not even impressed. Fuck this shit. Like, let's see what the ending was. So this match had a clunky pace and wasn't structured in a way that allowed any of them to look great, but they managed to get in a few good spots. Cargill ended up causing a DQ, when she pulled Bliss out of the ring and attacked her right in front of the ref. Flair and Cargill ended up having a showdown once everyone else was taken out, but this doesn't get fixed. So yeah, fuck this. Fuck this match. Flair and Bliss, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Sami Zayn has a segment with Johnny Gargano. Everything he said was on spot, but WWE meant for it to sound like meaningless complaining. Zayn was right about everything, though. Okay. Whatever. See, Royce took on Gunther in a pretty stellar match. Gunther is really considered small compared to anyone, but Royce had him outsized and overpowered right out of the gates. So the ring general began to show some frustration. They had enough time to make this a hard-fought match that helped highlight why both men are in this position. In some ways, this was a test for Keys, and he passed with flying colors. He looked like he belonged in the main event. Sikoa showed up in an attempt to help Keys. When the ref was accidentally taken out, he tried to slide a chair to Keys, but threw it back in Solo's face. The momentary distraction allowed Gunther to take control and hit a powerbomb for the win. So Gunther will be heading to Clash in Italy with Cody. Final word. Starks and Ace was one of the best. I knew it was going to be. But it follows the unfortunate trend of mediocre shows this week. But it had some definite highlights. So yeah, you can read that. I'll leave this here for you guys to read yourselves, because this show was fucking boring. Grade a C+? Yeah, I agree with every one of these grades here, and that's what it was for most of it. B+, fucking C, like all of it down the middle was just so fucking boring. You could, and this is supposed to be after Backlash. What the fuck? Anyway, what did you guys think of SmackDown? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a like. And turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. I will be back next week for the Raw review. And I think, because isn't that... No, we get 2 weeks away. Okay, I'll be back next week for the Raw review. And then next week for the SmackDown Summary. And then in about 2 weeks, you'll get in about a week or so, you'll get the predictions for Clash at Italy. But they still have to build that up. So, yeah. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.